All right. As you're joining, just tell us your name and where you are joining us from. As you're joining in, tell us your name and where you're joining us from. We'll be kicking off this session shortly. As you're joining, tell us your name and where you're joining us from. Tell us your name and where you are joining us from. All right. All right. Tonight's session is going to be just a closed session. I know I shared this live updates with just a few persons, so I'm not expecting as much persons. But for those that are able to join or you're watching this after the live recording is already over, I think that's also fine. It's also fine. It's also fine, anyways. All right. Welcome to tonight's session. Welcome to tonight's session. I'm so excited. I'm so excited. I'm so excited. I mean, I'm always excited every time I have the privilege to speak to the online family, which gives me lots of joy. It gives me a lot of joy. I mean, not just for the fact that we are conversing as we should, but for the fact that I'm passing value and you guys are able to take a thing or two. And it's really important that at this time of our lives, we pass value. We pass so much value that everyone is able to become someone of value, someone to be reckoned with. You see, I see a generation of young persons who are who are strong, and by strong, I don't mean they are strong physically and they can do heavy work. No, not just that. But then they are strong mentally. They know what they want for their lives. They have a blueprint of what they want to do for their lives, and it's very important. It's very important that as a young person, you should have the blueprint for your life. And I mean, we could start the topic for tonight from there. As a young person, it's important you have the blueprints for your life. Now, when I say blueprint, I don't mean you have every single thing 100% figured out. Even the best of the persons don't even know what will happen tomorrow. I mean, no one knows tomorrow. No one knows what would happen in the next 2 years, 3 years. We can only guess. We can only predict. We can only say things based off information that we've had in the past. But the truth is that, see, I think it's important that you have a blueprint in the sense that you have an idea. However vague your idea is, you have an idea of where or what path you're currently treading or what path you're going to follow in life. And it's important for everyone, really. It's important that you have a blueprint for your life. As a young person, really, I used to think back and ask myself that really, what exactly is life? I mean, what exactly is life? What's the whole point if there's a lot of suffering, a lot of hate? What's the whole point in living life? I mean, why are we all here? Why shouldn't we just be somewhere else at the point in time? I mean, passing time somewhere else. What's the whole point in life? And I've started to realize that everyone has something unique. Everyone has something unique, something specific that they have to give the world. And for everyone listening to me right now, I mean, you have something unique for your generation. You have something unique for the world. You just have to find it, which is very important. You have to find it. But back to the topic for this session. I'm going to be talking about costly decisions you are making in your 20s and in your 30s. It's important that you understand that decisions are an epitome of who you are. Decisions makes you. Decisions makes you. I was speaking to someone a couple of weeks back, and we're talking about several kinds of decisions that you could make. Maybe decisions to get a job, decisions to start that job, decisions to go exercising, decisions to do several things like that. I mean, whatever your decision is, it's for you to decide. But whatever decision it is you're making, it's important that you understand that decisions makes who you are. I mean, on the long run, decisions determines how well you go in life, how far you go in life. It is the sum total of your decisions that determines where you are. I mean, look at yourself currently. Look at yourself where you are currently at this time, listening to me. Your decision to be online at this point in time, maybe you're scrolling through YouTube or you're scrolling through online and you saw this notification pop up and you decided to take a look or listen in. Your decision to stop by, it was your decision to make. It was your decision to be online tonight. It was your decision to be online at this very moment. So your decisions are a sum total of who you are. And the truth is that whatever decisions you make, whether good or bad, eventually determines how far you go, what you eventually become. You see, someone used to say, I used to hear someone say a lot, and I found that it's a popular saying actually that um, your next 5 years is a determinant of the kinds of friends that you keep and the kinds of book that you read. The kinds of friends that you keep the kinds of book that you read. That tells you that for a person that wants to, I mean, whatever you want your life to look like, whatever you want your life to look at. So, say for example, it's an easy hack. If I want to become a footballer, I want to become a popular footballer. What do? I go hang out with popular footballers. I mean, that's about their contacts. But really, I surround myself with a circle of the things I want to see, the things I want to perceive in my future. And that's how you do it. That's how you do it, really. Just think of the next 5 years. What do I want to see myself doing the next 5 years? And just go and surround yourself with such kinds of persons, such kinds of information. That decision to surround yourself with such kinds of persons, such kinds of information is also important, is also key. But the truth is that there are several things that young persons are wasting their lives on. And I mean, not literally wasting, but you'll come to realize after a couple of years, I mean, when you just wake up one day and you realize that your life has gone past you. There was so much that you could have done. There was so much that you could have done. So much things that you could have started. So much things that you could have engaged in. But you realize that the next 5 years, 10 years, you are not seeing all of these things in your life. And you start to ask yourself the questions of why maybe life is harsh, life is hard. But the truth is that whatever decisions you make now will determine where you see yourself in the future. So ask yourself the crucial question of what decisions am I making right now? What decisions are you making? I mean, just take a pause and ask yourself, what decisions are you making right now? Because whatever decisions you make right now, you should consciously know in your head that that would reflect in who you eventually become. So that decision to say read a book, that decision to take a course, start a career, start a business, whatever it is you are deciding on right now, would eventually determine who you'll be in the next year or so, in the next 5 years or so. Now, all right, I think I'm back now. Okay, sorry about that. I think I'm having some technical issues, but I'll try and resolve that. All right, so pardon my internet issues. Pardon my internet issues. So I was talking about persons that live fake lifestyle. I mean, what's the point in living a fake lifestyle when you can actually try to make it real? You see, I think the problem is that many persons don't want to put in the effort that it takes. Many persons don't want to put in that work that it takes to live a to live a reality kind of mindset. Let me explain what I'm saying. So essentially, what I'm saying is that many persons don't like to put in effort. Many persons don't like to put in the work. We start to figure out that, oh, this is the amount of effort that I need to put in for this particular thing. But because we are settling for a comfortable life, we want a comfortable life. We want something that is easy going. We want something that is not too something that is not too tough and several things like that. We start to settle for a small mindset. We start to settle for a small mind. We start to fail to realize some of the things that we're meant to do, some of the efforts we're meant to put in place. Many a times, this is what leads to some of these fake lifestyles that we see here and there. So, what's the point in living a fake life when you can start to build a reality for yourself? When you can start to build a reality for yourself? You see, I've asked many persons, and they struggle with finding out how they can impact the trajectory of their life, how they can properly align their lives on a proper trajectory. You see, many persons have not even taught how to make money, how to become successful, how to be successful in your career, in your field. Many persons are not taught some of these things. And really, I think some of these things, if they are taught in schools, really, they're very helpful for many persons. But we are not taught any of these things in schools. We're not taught any of these things in universities. And we come out and we feel like as if we are empty. It feels like as if we don't know what we're doing. It feels like as if we need a direction. We need a direction from someone. We need direction from somewhere. We need someone to point us in the right direction. We need someone to point us in the right path. I think this is one of the biggest hurdles I've seen in many young persons. Really, we come out from a system and we still expect the system to keep us in check. We expect the system to keep us going, which is a big problem. Really, I think it's time that we start to have a mindset of our own. You need to have a mindset of your own. You need to start to examine your life. Really, I think it starts from that place. Examine yourself. Look inward. Look at yourself. Who are you currently? What are the things that you are doing? I think that's the starting point for everybody, really. You must understand that there is something that needs to change in your life, right? Everyone wants a change. Everyone wants to see a change. Everyone wants something different for themselves. Everyone wants something different, a different reality, a different mindset, a different financial reality. and several things like that. We want to make money, we want to become successful, we want several things like that. But really, we don't know how to take the first step. And I'm telling you tonight that look inward, really look inward. What are the things that you have experienced? What kinds of experience should start to shape your mindset? What kinds of reality should start to shape your mindset? What kinds of things should start to shape who you are? I think when you start to look inward, you start to realize some of those things. For some persons, maybe you've lived in so much poverty, and you don't want these kinds of things for your children. You don't want these kinds of things for your generation. I think at that point, you need to start to see how to transform your mind, see how to transform your reality. Really, start to look inward, start to examine yourself. What are the things that I can do? What are the things that I did not do better? What are the things my parents did not do better? What are the things that I can do for myself to start to see the kind of life I want for myself? Another thing you can do is that you can start to look at successful persons. I mean, go online. We have the internet nowadays. You can easily go on ChatGPT and ask ChatGPT, this is what I want to achieve. Can you give me a step-by-step blueprint on how to do some of these things? ChatGPT can help you to break it down. Even if you don't have a proper direction, even if it's just computer, it can give you a step-by-step direction on the next steps that you do. And you start to have insights. You start to have light bulb moments. You start to have light bulb moments that you start to figure out what you should do in life. But I think you should not be folding your hands and waiting for something to just drop on your hands. I think it's one of the biggest mistakes that people make, really. We are expecting opportunities. We want opportunities. Opportunities are good, really. Opportunities are fine. But then you can't just expect opportunities to come in the light of a big opportunity that just comes and falls on your hand. Many persons are expecting, oh, maybe their uncle from somewhere will just suddenly call them and say, oh, I have $XYZ million for you. Do you want to start your business? Or maybe you should come to the US and start something. Many persons are expecting these kinds of opportunities, but that's not how opportunities come. Really, that's not how opportunities come. Opportunities mostly come subtle. Opportunities come when you are not expecting. Opportunities come when you are not even open to them. But it would be mostly taken advantage of by persons who are prepared. The question you should be asking yourself now is that, are you prepared for the opportunities in 2026? Are you prepared for the opportunities for your life right now? Really, if an opportunity were to come your way, say for example, maybe someone was just walking past and someone says, oh, if you have XYZ certificates, you can then get XYZ job. There's an XYZ job waiting for you somewhere. But if you have this so XYZ certificates, I'm going to give you this job. Ask yourself, are you not doing, is this not your field of study? But do you have the certificates? No. This is how you start to prepare for opportunities. You start to learn things. You start to review things. You start to see things. You start to experience things. Really, that's how you prepare yourself for opportunities that are ahead. That's how you prepare yourself for opportunities that are ahead. So really, I'm asking you, I'm challenging you right now that what kinds of opportunities are you preparing yourself for in this year? I mean, this year, as we spent about 5 months in this year, I think this is the fifth month already. Today is 10th of May. And if you ask yourself, what exactly have you achieved? I mean, you're doing your 9 to 5. You are you are trying to make money, you're trying to hustle, you're trying to do stuff. But aside from all of that, aside from all of the basic survivals, what have you done for your life? What have you done for your life? What change can you start to see in your life? I think you start to ask yourself some serious questions, really. It's coming towards the middle of the year. You need to start to examine yourself again. Start to see where you told yourself you were going to be and where your current reality currently is, what your current reality is. You need to start to do some of this self-analysis, which is very, very vital. It's very, very vital. So back to the main topic. Your decisions are a sum total of where you are currently. If you keep making the wrong decisions, really, the wrong decisions have led you up to this point. All right, so the wrong decisions have led you to this particular point that you are. So, what kinds of decisions are you making? What kinds of decisions are you making? So, onto my third outline. I put in here, I said that ignoring relationships and choosing the wrong people. I think this is another big mistake. This is another costly mistake for many young persons. We ignore true relationships. We ignore people that give us credible advice because credible advice mostly comes as very painful. If someone is advising you on something that can really change you, that can really impact you, it comes off as, oh, this person is wicked, this person is mean, this person is not telling me the right thing, or this person just wants the worst for me. But the reality is that the truth is bitter, the truth is not sweet. The reality is not sweet. The reality is not rosy. The reality can be difficult sometimes. But there are persons in your life that are pushing you away from the reality that you should be experiencing. The people that are pushing you from these sorts of reality, really. You need to start to figure those kinds of persons out. Ask yourself the question, really, what kinds of people should you be moving with? What kinds of relationships should you be building? If you are someone that has a mindset for success, you're someone that has a mindset for change, you're someone that wants to really do something credible for your life, ask yourself what kinds of mindset should you be building? What kinds of people should you be moving with? I said earlier that the sum total of your next 5 years are determined by the persons that you move with and the books that you read. So, what kinds of persons are you moving with? I was talking in one of my videos a couple of days ago, and I said that some persons move with mediocre persons. Some persons move with people that are only concerned about discussing Arsenal and Chelsea. No, I'm not saying that you shouldn't have fun. No, I'm not saying you shouldn't do stuff that excites you. But then, aside from the entertainment, aside from the fun and games, what work are you putting in? What kind of work are you putting? What level of work are you putting in? So ask yourself key questions, ask yourself credible questions, ask yourself questions that can get you thinking. I think that's an important stage of your life, really. As a young person, that's an important stage of your life. The next outline I have here is neglecting health while chasing survival. This is very common. I mean, we say we are hustling, we say we are pushing, we say we are doing several things like that. You start to ignore your health. Really, I think even sometimes I could be guilty of this. Really, there are sometimes where you are meant to take a break, take a pause, rest, rest and recover yourself. So try to take a break sometimes. Try to rest sometimes. Try to give yourself some peace of mind. Try to give yourself some form of relaxation. Try to rest sometimes. And the final point here, the final outline I have here is delaying purpose, discipline, and direction. Really, I will just sum it up and say delayed gratification. Delayed gratification is very, very essential. It's important that you delay your gratification. You delay the success. You delay the accolades. You delay the applause. You delay all of those kinds of things, and you focus on the now. You focus on putting all of the work and all of the energy. The reasons why we say delayed gratification, in my own opinion, really, I would say that many persons are easily distracted by gratification. When people start to tell you, oh, you are doing so much, you are putting in so much effort, you are putting in so much work, you are doing really great, it starts to get into our head. I mean, when someone is telling me that, oh, you are doing a lot, you are doing so much, you are doing a lot of work, you are putting a lot of work. Once someone starts telling me such kinds of things, I try to think of, I think I'm really doing a lot. I think I'm really putting in so much work. Maybe I should take a pause. Maybe I should slow down a bit. I was hearing a story of a billionaire who was currently building it. His goal was to hit 1 billion. His goal was to hit 1 billion. But then when he had hit 100 million, someone then told him that, oh, you hit 100 million. 100 million is a lot. And literally, 100 million is a lot. So why don't you just take a break? I mean, you have easily surpassed many people. You have easily surpassed many people. I mean, the kinds of assets that you have, the kinds of funds that you have, the kinds of cash flow that you have, you've easily surpassed many persons. So why don't you just take a break, take a pause? And he was already considering, oh, maybe I should take a break. Maybe these persons are right. Maybe I should take a pause. Maybe I should rest a bit, which is very deceptive. I mean, if you're a young person, I don't think you should have the concept of rest in your dictionary, really. You should be putting a lot of effort, really. You should be putting a lot of energy into getting stuff done, which I think is very vital. It's very, very important. So, delayed gratification is very essential. Oh, yes, let me conclude my story. So, this man, eventually, when he figured that, oh, maybe I should take a break or take a pause or something, I think all of a sudden he then came back to himself. He had a realization and he realized that, man, my goal is actually 1 billion. If I stop at 100 million, when I still have the potential to achieve 1 billion, I think I have not achieved. So he eventually kept pushing. And I think after a couple of years, he has surpassed his target of 1 billion. He has surpassed the target of 1 billion. So my admonition to you guys, right, is that all of these things, really, all of these things would just keep being mere words. All of these things just keep being mere says. But if you don't start to put in the work that these things require, if you don't start to put in the right work, then there won't be any result. Many persons are just scrolling through social media. Many persons are just scrolling through life. We're just living life, living from month to month, living from day to day. You are not really intentional about your life. You're not really intentional about what you are doing in life. And I think intentionality is an important aspect of it, guys. Intentionality is very, very important. So I think if you are Still in 2026, I mean, it's almost half of the year. You had the goals you set. You had the goals that you said you wanted to achieve. And by the way, I think I should mention that some of my goals for the year, I think about out of about five of them, I smashed about three of them already. And I have like two that is still pending. I mean, we still have about 7 months in the year. So I still have a lot of time to still achieve my goal. But my point is that you need to start to think to yourself, these goals are not rocket science. These goals are not things that are impossible for you. These goals are things that you can really achieve. So why don't